my name is Johanna and I'm a therapist that knits. Today I have a special episode where I'll be showing you my yarn stash, or at least some of it. And now you're on my sofa, and across from here, behind you, is my TV where I watch my TV series or maybe knitting podcast or something like that. And while I'm knitting, I have my yarn stash and all my knitting related things, or some of it, here. So it's quite nice to have it close by. So I have some of my knitting magazines and books there, and then I have my needles there, and well, actually all my yarns I have here, and I don't really, like, there's some project bag here, but yeah, most of it is here. So I don't have like massive amount of it, but still quite a lot. So hopefully this is something you're interested in, and in the next episode I'll return with a mental health topic. I filmed this episode in 2 different days, so I have to see how I'm editing all the material in this video, but hopefully this is something you want to watch. So let's go into it. Hello, my name is Johanna and I'm a therapist that knits. Today I come to you with a special episode because today I'll be showing you some of my yarn stash. Yeah, I was inspired to do this because there's going to be this big Finnish crafts and design fair happening in Tampere. So it's from 14th of November until 16th of November. So from Friday to Sunday. And many years I've participated, but this year I'm not sure if I will go or not, because it could be more beneficial to actually start doing some of my projects that I'm planning to do. So, and also that I'm on a tighter budget this year, and I did go and visit this crafts fair in Seinäjoki with one of my friends in the beginning of October. So I think I've already experienced the crafts fair atmosphere there, and it wasn't so crowded, so I actually liked it quite a lot. But I would love to go to this crafts fair in Tampere because I could meet some of the yarn dyers that I like and maybe talk to some other craft people, maybe get to know some of the Finnish knitting YouTubers out there. But yeah, I'm not sure yet what I will be doing, but there's an option of not going. So yeah, and I wanted to really get to know what I actually own. And I have quite a few lovely skeins of yarn, so I don't need more at this moment. Or at least I've decided that I will be doing some stash busting and projects before I buy new yarn. At least, yeah, that's my goal. And yeah, let me introduce myself to you if you're new here. So I'm Johanna and I come to you from Finland, and I'm a solution-focused brief therapist as well as sexual counselor. And I do provide online therapy and counseling to people that live in Finland and in Europe. So if you are interested in that, please contact me. There's my email address down below. But yeah, I have my show notes here, so I'm just checking that I didn't forget anything. Yeah, actually, yeah, I tend to forget this. I'm making my episodes in Finnish and in English. So obviously, if you found this English version, hopefully you understand it better than Finnish. Or if you come across my Finnish version, there should be English version of it after that episode too. And yeah, I've made my this is my 3rd episode, and the previous ones I made about, both of those episodes contained me talking about mental health topics and then a bit about my knitting. And now I decided that with this episode that I'm only concentrating on knitting and stash and yarns and all that, and future patterns that I would like to try with these, try doing with my own stash. I was thinking that the next episode I would concentrate on mental health topic, which would be values, and then the episode after that would be about knitting and crafts again. So like I would alternate the topics, like the theme of the episode, either mental health or knitting. That way I hope that my episodes don't become like huge, long, movie-length episodes, but I have to see what happens. But obviously, because I will make these both in Finnish and in English, they will take time for me to edit and put in the YouTube. But that's my option that I wanted to do, because I want to be able that people that don't talk in Finnish, they could understand me and follow me around or follow me in YouTube. It's just something that I found interesting, and at least for now I want to do episodes in 2 languages. But what else? Yeah. Now I want to go into talking about my yarn. So first I wanted to talk about my acrylic yarns. So let's go into those. Okay, so I have my acrylic yarns here, or some of the more special ones. I'll just show these in random order. So I have this yarn that I'm not entirely sure what this is, but this is quite curious one. So I have no idea what this would look like as a knitted object. I think there's some sort of a yarn ball here. Okay, so this is acrylic and polyester. But yeah, it's deep inside this ball of yarn, so I'm not going to unravel this to really see what is the manufacturer. But this is very soft, but yeah, acrylic yarn, so it's soft, but maybe I would not make something wearable out of this, but maybe just something fun to touch and maybe some decorative object. I'm not sure. Okay, next up I have this quite fun green yarn that has these very different types of textures, and this is kind of viscose, cotton and polyamide. So I have just 4 skeins of this. I thought that I would make maybe a scarf from this, but maybe a scarf, yeah. But I've tried to make one, but I didn't have a good I didn't have this very good pattern for it, so it didn't turn out that well. But maybe I'll try it again with a very simple pattern. Yeah, but I thought that this would be quite nice color for myself. And this has this kind of a metallic glittering type of effect on it, and Finnish Knitting Stories is making this knit along that is about bling and glitter and all that, so I'm not sure if this could be something that would be allowed in that knit along, because there's no there's not paillettes, or what are they called, those, but this would be this will reflect light quite a bit, so maybe if the rules are not that strict. maybe. But yeah, this I've had this for a very long time, so it would be fun to have this actually with. This could be something that I could wear, hopefully. Next, I have this Jumbo Soft from Novita. This has 50% wool and 50% acrylic, and I got this as a gift, this yarn, so there's also already made of this sample. Could be something fun. I have no idea, but these are quite autumn colors, so yeah, interesting. And this is quite soft, so it could be maybe a stress toy or something. I have these two quite fun, colorful balls of yarn. And yeah, the yarn is this type of kind of like a mesh. So, no idea what I could make from these, but I love the colors. It makes me happy. Then I have a couple of balls of this. This is very soft, green and orange yarns. These are Sahemeyer Filara, I think, and this is viscose and polyamide. And yeah, I don't have enough for a sweater or anything like that, but this could be something, a soft toy of some sort, I think. Then I have this old Novita yarn that is made from acrylic and polyamide. This is very like delicate pink color, and I have only like a couple of walls of this, but it was the knitted fabric was like this, and I made a baby sweater out of this for my friend. So it was quite a nice project, but obviously I would need to make something out of this leftover yarn. And I also have 2 balls of this 100% acrylic yarn in this pink color. So no idea what I will be making of this, but I do have it, so what else? Yeah, I think that was it for my acrylic yarns, mostly. Ooh, I do have that, just a moment. I have 4 of these big green balls of yarn, but this actually, I can't really make you... it's hard to explain to you, but I think this is like some sort of I think maybe some sort of grass or paper type of yarn. I really don't know. Or could this be linen? I don't have any idea. But I just love this color. This is like really vibrant green. But yeah, it matches my colors quite nicely, but I have no idea what I would make from this, but it's an inspiration for me to have this kind of different texture, just for the sake of having it. I think this is fun to have these. It could be even like decoration. Nice color. I have some of this yarn left. This is Novita's, a Finnish yarn brand that has cotton, acrylic and polyamide. I'm not sure if this is a full ball of it, but yeah, I have still some left. And yeah, I knitted a scarf for my friend from this. So yeah, maybe I could do a scarf or some other thing from this as well. But yeah, my colors. Okay, so I just showed you my acrylic yarns, and I was thinking of like what kind of patterns I could use to use up some of my acrylic yarns. And I went through my Ravelry pages and favorites, and there I found some of things I could make from these different acrylic yarns. This one pattern could be curtain tie backs by Frankie Brown. So things that you could use to tie back your curtains. So I have lots of curtains now in our house, and I don't have anything to tie them together when I'm not like putting them over the windows or across my windows. How do you express that in English? Oh, yeah. But yeah, that could be something very useful, and I could use any type of yarn for it. So why not acrylic yarns? And the second one I was thinking of, this could be very cute. So there's this bear gift card holders. So if you have a gift card, then you can make a gift card holder that is bear shaped. So this is made by Marie-Eve Lafleur. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Some of these patterns I'm not a big crocheter, but I think that for me, I would learn, definitely I could learn to crochet to make these cute little things that I will be mentioning in my episode. So yeah, that's a challenge I'm willing to take on. And then I was thinking of making some of these fidget toys. So if you don't know, fidget toys are things that you can fiddle and touch, or like stress toys, or just something that gives you it's just something you can toy with, and there's some different textures and yeah, some interest to your hands and thoughts while you're doing something else. You try to concentrate on the conversation, or just just for the fun of it, you could have some sort of a fidget toys. So there's this pattern that I would really like to make. So there's this flower fidget pop-it toy by Johanna, and it looks lovely in those colors that she has in that project. But obviously I could use maybe these yarns for it, and even like this very yeah, because I think these acrylic yarns have a lovely texture, and yeah, maybe this, you know. And then any of these yarns could fit this next one. It's Fidget Keychain with Beads by Mary Beth Temple. So having a keychain that you could have your keys and that fidget keychain in your pocket, and then you can play with it while whatever you're doing, like when you're in a shop and then feel that you're agitated and maybe need to fidget, like do something, touch your fidget toy. So a keychain is quite, you don't really notice it if it's in your pocket. But yeah, that's something that came to mind. I have many other patterns I want to discuss with you, so maybe I'll talk about these fidget toys and my favorites later on when I've actually made some. So yeah, there's like these fidget toys, there's like these different little dragon patterns that has beads and all that. You can actually search for fidget toys and therapeutic aids or something like that in Ravelry. But I'll like maybe talk about it in some later episode when I would be talking about ADHD and ADD and all those different neurodiversity topics. But yeah, hopefully that was interesting. And next we will be talking about cotton. So next up, cotton. I have a sweater's quantity of these 3 different colored cotton yarn. These are old Novita's cotton yarns. I started to make a swatch. I thought that I would make a cotton sweater. So I was playing around with these stripes. What would they look like if there's a bit different stripes here? And I actually started making Tolsta tee, but I noticed that I didn't really enjoy working with this cotton yarn because of the fabric I would be making. I didn't feel that I would enjoy it, the process of making it that much. So I decided that, yeah, with this cotton, I think I would enjoy it more if I would make a smaller projects. For example, I could make these, I'll look at this, my notes again. I could make Sakura face scrubbies, so by Kame Crochet. And so they would be these face scrubbies that are shaped like sakura flowers, so cherry blossoms. And yeah, they would look lovely, at least those pink ones. And it doesn't really matter, you could think of like the white ones could be apple blossoms and blue ones. Yeah, there are some blue flowers around there, so yeah, that would be something I would like to do. Then maybe obviously one option, if I wouldn't make those face scrubbies, I could maybe make a toy kind of thing, like ball toss game by Lindsay Dale. So making these little balls and then little balls, so you could try to throw those little cotton balls to these little baskets. I'm not sure if it's a knitted or crocheted item, but if I would have some lovely yellow yarn somewhere, I would like to make this Wishing Star Ragdoll by Stephanie Pokorny, I think. And in that you make a star-shaped toy that has a little pocket. And there you can, in that pocket, you can write down a little wish. I think that is such a charming like toy and house decoration that, yeah, if I would have anything suitable for it, I would want to make it at some point. Yeah, just to give you some ideas what my what would I like to have as knitted or crocheted item. Okay, next up is my linen yarn, and I have it in this fun moving bag. So I have a sweater's quantity of this Katia linen yarn that has 53% of cotton and 47% linen. So quite a few of these balls in this bag. And yeah, I'll check my notes again. I was thinking when I was buying this yarn that I would be making Maxi's tank top by Ainur Berkimbayeva. maybe something like that. I hopefully pronounce that correct. But yeah, but I did make a swatch with knitting this 2x2 ribbing. The texture I think is something like that, and this cotton linen yarn didn't really look that great in that texture, so I think I need to change the pattern I would use this for, but I really would like that look. And this Ainur Bergenbaeva, this designer, has made Max's V-neck with long sleeves. So yeah, I would really like that. But yeah, I would maybe need to make a new gauge swatch and see what happens. What would maybe basic stockinette pattern would be quite okay with this yarn. But I wanted to test out linen yarn, so that's why I bought this. And black goes with anything, so that's why the color choice. And yeah, I would like to have a black vest because I have this very colorful shirt that I would really like to wear, but yeah, I think I would need to have very calm colored vest to go with it, so it would fit. It would be nicer to wear with that very colorful shirt. Yeah, so that's it for my linen yarn, and then next up is my Novita sock yarns. So next up is my Novita yarns, and I will not show you every single ball of yarn that I have from them, but some of them, so you have a basic idea. So Novita is a yarn brand that is a Finnish one that has manufactured yarn since 1928. So this Seven Brothers yarn brand is very iconic one, and it is, yeah, Seitsemän veljestä means Seven Brothers, and it's based on this one book. Yeah, it's a reference to this one classic book in Finnish literature. But yeah, I've made quite a few socks over the years from these Novita yarns, and the one that I'm holding now, this is this stripe collection, and this rainbow colored yarn is one of my favorites, and I bought quite a few of these balls and made basic socks, vanilla socks from them. And yeah, for example, I made one pair for my mom, and she has really liked them. I'm not sure if I've made more than one pair, but anyway, yeah, so I still have 2 or 3 of these balls in my stash, and maybe I'll just make new socks for myself and maybe for my partner. But yeah, this is quite nice because you can really use quite a lot of different yarns with this one. And what else? Then I have these special yarns from Novita. This has wool, but it also has this reflective yarn. It is reflective fiber that is polyester, and there's some polyamide also. So I was thinking of maybe making, because I have 2, maybe I could make a beanie from this. That was my plan when I bought this, and this, yeah, it was on sale when I bought this. Well, I really hope it would be enough for a beanie, because I can't find this anymore anywhere. So yeah, let's hope there's enough for a beanie. Next up is this lovely green and a pink or peach colored yarns, and actually I didn't say, but this Seven Brothers yarn It has 80% wool and 20% polyamide nowadays. And the thickness is, so there's 200 meters per 100 grams. So this is kind of like Aran weight yarn. And yeah, it will be like 18 stitches per 10 centimeters or 4 inches. So yeah, so a thicker yarn. And I was inspired to buy this color combination for socks by this sock pattern by Soile Pyhäniska. The sock pattern is at least in Finnish, and it's called Taikametsäsukat. And I really enjoy this color combination. But the sock pattern, I think it's for fingering weight yarn, and this is Aran weight yarn, so I'm not sure if I could actually use that exact pattern, but maybe at some point when I find the exact nice color combination, I might actually buy fingering weight yarn for that sock pattern. But at least that was inspiration for this color combination. I'll make something from these. So Novita yarns, they also have thinner yarns. So this is called Nalle, which is teddy bear, I think in English. But this is an older version of the yarn, so it has 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And this is, I think, DK weight yarn. It is like 22 stitches per 10 centimeters or 4 inches. So yeah, I have a couple of these lovely colored yarns, but yeah, I don't have a sweaters quantity, but maybe a couple of socks with this color could be very nice. So this one store did have a sale for this Novita Nalle yarn. So I bought these 3 colors. So white one, like forest green one, and orange one. And I had this one pattern in my mind. It's this Ketunleipä Blues by Lumikarmitsa. I think it's only in Finnish, but it has like this, in the white background there is I think green leaves and then this fox pattern. And I hope I'll be able to insert a photo here, but it's so lovely. I hope I will be making that pattern. But anyway, these colors are quite nice if you add it to this one also. So yeah, these are quite nice colors. So yeah, I think I'll be making lots of socks with Novita yarns in the future. And what else? Other patterns that I could make. I think if some of the patterns would have been made for fingering weight yarn, I think I could make some changes to the pattern, so I could make it with DK weight yarn, but changing it enough for Aran weight yarn, I'm not sure. But anyway, these are some socks that I would like to make in the future. This Lumikarmitsa is a Finnish designer that makes lots of lovely socks patterns, and some of them are in English. So this next one is in English. So it's called, in English, the pattern is called Dear Pine of Mine, but in Finnish it would be Mäntyseni kultaseni. And that one also has lovely foxes. Yeah. There's this sock pattern, Claire de Lune, maybe, by Saskia & Co. And I already made a couple of versions where I use this color changing yarns with a solid color yarn, and I think it became quite busy, so that the color, this stranded color work didn't really pop out that well. So I think I would like to actually dedicate some of my like solid colored yarns for that project, but I like the different pairs. Like the other one would be, like I like it that the main color is different in the other sock, and the other one looks almost the same, but the main color is different. So I like that type of sock. And maybe if I can't make that taikametsäsukat with this yarn, I could maybe make Clair de Lune socks with these. That could be really, really interesting, I think. Yeah. But yeah, I have this one big bag of Novita Seven Brothers yarn. So as I said, it is Aran weight yarn, and it has different colors and scrap yarns from that same yarn weight. And the idea for this big bag of yarn is to make buttons up pattern by Tuulia Salmela, and that is a trousers pattern that there's an option of making a stranded color work whole way through those trousers, or even like maybe making it in one color. But I would think I would be making like a faded trousers or some sort of stripes or something. I'll just use my yarn and try making these trousers. I think it would be very fun. And when I find the right fit for those trousers, maybe I could use some other yarn in my stash and maybe make that stranded color work one, because that would be so interesting to make. And I think I could actually wear very colorful trousers even as an outer layer, at least at home, or maybe even out in town or somewhere, because they would look cool, I think. Yeah. And yeah, I've made this swatch, so with different needle sizes, ranging from the thickest one is, I've used the needle size 3. Yeah, in this first one there was needle 3 millimeters, and the last one had 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Yeah, I have this, I make pearl bumps here so I could know which needles I used in this swatch. But yeah, I wanted to make the swatch in a round because, well, this designer Tuulia Salmela said that you should make it in a round, because sometimes your swatch, the stitch amounts are different if you make your swatch in a flat piece or in a round. So I haven't calculated my stitches yet from this swatch, but still I can like feel the fabric if I like it or not, and then maybe I'll make changes to the pattern, or yeah. But anyway, this is a working process, or something that I will cast on at some point. So I've like gathered all the yarns that look good together color-wise, and I've already calculated the yarn amounts that I have in that bag, so I have enough yarn for making these trousers. And actually that trousers pattern bottoms up is good because it has, this pattern tells you how to make those trousers in different yarn weights, so for fingering weight and DK weight and Aran weight. I think at least those yarn weights are counted for if you want to make your own. Yeah, so, and I think it has, yeah, it's in Finnish and in English. So yeah, if you ever wanted to make trousers, I think that is quite approachable pattern. Yeah, I haven't made it yet, but at least I think it's good that there's options if you want to make it from a thinner yarn or a thicker yarn, so that's always a good thing. Yeah. I think that is it for Novita yarns. Next up is Drops Big Merino yarns that I have quite a few balls of. Okay, so next up is this Drops Big Merino yarn. So it is this yarn brand, so it's 100% merino wool, and it is, the gauge is 17 stitches per 10 centimeters or 4 inches. So there's for 50 grams it has 75 meters or 82 yards. So this a bit thicker yarn, and I actually have this quite a lot of yarn in this brand and in this yarn, because I was going to make this cardigan, a very long cardigan, and somehow I had a hard time calculating because I was changing the yarn to softer, this Big Merino, and yeah, I just overestimated, so I bought lots of it. And when I was making this cardigan, I noticed that this fabric, I was making it double, and I have some of the yarn balls that I've actually like added these. I made these ready, these balls of yarn that is that has 2 strands of color, or 2 strands of this yarn already, so it would be easier to make that cardigan. But the thing was that so I noticed that when I held the yarn double, it made a very the fabric was very heavy, so then it didn't look good as a cardigan. The shoulders were stretching and all that, so I decided to make a blanket. And actually it's finished, but not yet, like I haven't finished it, I didn't weave in the yarn ends, or I didn't wash it yet, so I'll show it at the next knitting episode. But I have lots of this yarn that is left from this project, because yeah, I had trouble guesstimating the amount correctly. So I have these balls that has a double, like yarn held double, and these singles, like these skeins that has only 1 strand of yarn. And I've actually I had to go through these yarns and like make them to separate balls. So yeah, me in the past was a bit daft and silly, because she made these random balls of yarns, and yeah, now I have to make effort to make them as a single strands. And yeah, I actually think I've made swatches with this Big Merino held single and Big Merino held double, and I've calculated those stitches, and I have some ideas that I could like maybe make some sweaters out of these yarns, because I have at least 1 or 2 or 3 sweaters quantity of this yarn. I really haven't weighed this yarn, like how much do I have? Plenty, I'll tell you. So I was thinking, or maybe making this, at least this simple summer tweed top down v-neck from Heidi Kiermaier, because that's a free pattern. And it has this 16 by 23 gauge, and my gauge is 16 by 25, so yeah, similar, so that would be a good option. And then there's this Bamba Sala cardigan from Osa Tricosa, and that would be fun to make, because it also, the gauge is matching there. And what else I could make, I think it was if I was holding this yarn double, maybe I could make this late checkout sweater by Kutova Kika. So there's some options there. So, and this is very affordable yarn, so I think that would be a good time to try something new and different patterns and just get the feeling of making sweaters, like having a routine and having the, like, yeah. So I don't really need to be cautious of this yarn, and if some dogs of mine hop on top of my sweater or like somehow want my attention and is like clawing away in on my sweater, then I don't need to panic because it doesn't cost a fortune. So maybe it's very good to maybe start with these yarns and have this confidence in making my sweaters. Yeah. And next up is my more interesting hand-dyed yarns. But yeah, wait, there's actually this one. I have this weird quantity of this old Novita yarn that is 100% merino wool, and these are not exactly the same colorways. This is a lighter pink and this is a bit richer, darker pink, and I have no idea, this is not enough for a sweater for me, and this is a donated yarn for me, but I could make maybe some sort of scarf and beanies from this, or maybe a poncho or something. Yeah, but I don't think there's enough for a sweater. But anyway, an interesting addition, but it could go and work well with darker purple. Now I'm ready to go into my tweeds. So next up is my Merino Sock and Tweed yarns in a fingering weight yarn. So actually all these hand-dyed yarns that I bought, I think almost all of them, if not all, are from Finnish indie hand dyers. So I have to see if I have the energy to go through all the yarn dyers that I bought from, but let's see. These ones are an exception to the rule. I have 2 balls of this quite nice burgundy, blackish red wine type of yarn, and this is Punta Yarns Merino Sock Space Dyed. In this one there's 95% Easy Care Merino and 5% polyamide. So this is a fingering weight yarn, and I actually bought it for one project, but now I'm not sure. Maybe there could be a beanie and a scarf coming from these. So what's coming from these bits of colorful yarns is this 8-bit doodle, cowl and beanie, and maybe even socks from this pattern by Jamie Lomax. So there will be this black one is the base color, and then there's this Space Invaders, a bit of a 8-bit video game, colorful things happening in that pattern. So I was first thinking of making it for my partner, but I'm not sure if he would wear a scarf or a cowl that much, but maybe a beanie and socks, so let's see. But it's quite easy to make that doodle pattern in a smaller gauge, or a smaller circumference in a cuff of a sock. But yeah, this is my plan for this colorful thing. Next up is these tweed yarns that are, I have bought quite a lot of this fingering weight tweed yarn from this Finnish hand dyer called Ruskanlehti. It means leaf of autumn, yeah, autumn leaf basically. And this is 85% superwash merino and 15% Donegal nep, and there's like 400 meters per 100 grams. And I have, there's lots of these yarns as well as merino sock yarns. And yeah, I'm not going to go through all the different hand dyers, but I will then, when I'm actually starting off that project later on in the episodes, I'll more tell you more about the hand dyers, or at least mention the ones. But there's lots of these Ruskanlehti yarns, so I wanted to mention her because yeah, I went wild 1 year and bought lots of them. But there's like 5 of these different brownish colors, so I'll make some sort of a shade shift, color changing pattern from these. So this one is kind of like, there's a bit gray and then there's different shades of brown, so this one will look quite nice. Yeah, so very soft and very nice. But let's go through these bags that I've already put my project amounts in different bags already. So I was thinking, before making this video, I already planned out of like how what type of colorful yarns I could make sweaters from, and I've bought mostly single skeins of these lovely yarns, but I then have thought that maybe I could make a faded sweater out of them, or stripy sweaters, or different projects with stripes and stranded color work and fading, color fading things. So yeah, I'll be mostly making my sweaters in the next year from my yarn stash yarn. So let's go with these colored fading things. So I'll just go through my color combinations, and let's see if I have some battery left in my phone to talk more at the end. But yeah, lovely one coming from this. Yeah, so in this one I have these different shades of purple, and I have in my these bags, this some of them are quite okay looking, but some of them are just bags that I've bought from supermarkets. Just, yeah, some canvas bags. But I usually now have collected like maybe 5 or 6 skeins of these fingering weight yarns. I think that would be enough to make myself a good long sweater. So yeah, this one will be quite calm colors. So a purple, mainly purple sweater from tweed yarn. And next one, there's this project that I started, this sweater project that I knitted for almost a week, and I separated for the sleeves, and then I noticed that there was an error in the pattern, and I checked that it was in the pattern, and yeah, there is not enough stitches for my size, and it does include my size, and I followed the pattern. I didn't check, but yeah, it was annoying to notice that it didn't fit me. But I'll just forget now and use the yarn to make another sweater. But yeah, there's this swatch, or well, cowl, but I haven't used it. But there's this, I've just checked which kind of colors I could want to use. So I have these greens and brownish colors, as well as, yeah, darker green And yeah, actually, yeah, I didn't say that. I think I put those the darker brown somewhere else, but I think I'll use mainly these green ones for the next sweater that I will be making. Yeah, but I think there should be enough for a sweater here in these colors. Okay, next one, I have these tweed yarns in 3 different shades of blue. Or actually, this is a bit different than these ones because this is a different hand dyer. But yeah, this will be an interesting one. And whatever is left from these yarns, I have this one skein of Merino sock that would go well with these colors, so I could maybe make a shawl or something from the leftovers with that yarn. So yeah, looking forward to this project also. Okay, so the next pattern, or I've actually chosen the exact pattern for this one, and it's Golden Fern by Jennifer Steingas, and it is the version, because the original one is mostly blue and all that. I want to make this purple and blue version similar to this maker that has this nickname Nath2250. It's in the front page of that Golden Fern pattern page. And the main color would be this purple. And then the fern pattern color work would be these 3 different colors. I think that would be quite nice. Yeah. So I just would need to all of these projects, but you know, I have a yarn for it. Okay, so what I'm left with is these tweed yarns. I bought this greenish bluish yarn that I was thinking of using with my other green yarns, but this is more of a blue. So I thought that maybe after I get leftovers from other tweed yarns, I might add them here, but this Merino sock yarn would go very well with these. So yeah, these would look good together. Next I have this fun color combination, because I have these are now Merino sock yarns mainly, that I really wanted to have this color changing hand-dyed yarn as well as this one, but it doesn't really come out in this cake form anymore that well. But together they make this very fun color combination. So yeah, I'll talk more about these colors when I would start making this. But yeah, look at that gorgeous thing. Yeah, I want to make this. These are a couple of extra skeins that were left from this that piece of silver pattern that I made, and now I have a couple of skeins of it, and then the other green and orange yarns. And yeah, very fun colorful skeins. Okay, so I had these fun colorful yarns So I was thinking, how can I add them to look even semi cohesive or something? So maybe I'll add this petrol and this, and maybe a bit of white. So maybe this could be something that I could wear. I don't know. Or I could make maybe it was one of those trousers, but quite colorful one, this one. Okay, last but not least, and actually there's an extra one also, but I have this fun, colorful skein, and then I wanted to complement this, so maybe this petrol with it, and then this, and then this. So something fun from this also. I now have my dogs with me again, so there might be some noises. And the last yarn that I just bought in this craft fair in Seinäjoki, I wanted to try this yarn that has 60% superwash merino, 20% alpaca and 20% nylon in it. So it seems to be soft, but I wanted to make a scarf or cowl or something from this, so I can check if I could wear a sweater from this, or well, yeah. And I wanted to check yeah, this petrol color, I'm interested in that because it goes well with these purples. So yeah, it's just this extra one that I think I have a pattern for it, but yeah, let's see if I would make something, some sort of a cowl from this. So this was my yarn stash, or most of it. And yeah, I decided not to calculate the exact amounts like grams or meters that I have this yarn, because I will notice when my plastic containers will go empty, or there will be less projects, when there will be less project bags full of yarn. Okay, sorry about the different interruptions during this episode. It's a bit hard to try to film inside when I have 3 dogs. So yeah, they're constantly making some noises if they're together with me in here inside the house. And yeah, they just ate, and I'm hoping that they could calm down for a while, but they will be wanting to go for a walk, so I'll try to wrap this up soon. So I have all these different project bags now filled with different lovely yarns that I have, and they have about 5 or 6 skeins of yarn in those project bags, so I should be able to make myself quite good longer sleeved and longer sweaters. And yeah, I did weigh my green turtleneck sweater that I showed, that piece of made with this piece of silver pattern, and it weighed under 500 grams, so 5 skeins should be enough fingering weight yarn. Let's hope. So I have lots of different patterns that I wrote down before I started filming, that maybe I could use those, and I have made different gauge swatches with different needle sizes. So I've tried to narrow down which patterns would be good for those yarns. But for example, I have this Anna Johanna's book, Strand of Joy or something like that, and it has this pattern, for example, that everything coming up roses, or other one would be Lehto in that book, and those have like this stitch amount of 24 stitches per 10 centimeters or 4 inches. That would be quite good, that I can reach with this fingering weight yarn and 4 or 4.5 millimeter needles. And other ones that I could use is Stefania Lotvien's sock arms. I have that one, but it is knitted bottom up. I already have Rebecca Close Tolsta tee, and it has like fingering weight and DK weight options, so that's a good one. And it has long sleeved option also, that's a very good thing. And what else? If I would be holding either that Merino sock yarn or a tweed yarn double, maybe I could make one of these, like Simple Something by Angestrick, or Hold the Line by Sonder Yarn Co., which is a free pattern. And that would this next one would be quite fun because it has Intasha. So Monster Champa by Bunny Muff or Mona Zilla. I was thinking maybe other options for my yarn held double would be Port Townsend by Wool and Pine. I am interested in V-necks. I'm not sure if it would fit me. It depends on the deepness of the V-neck. And then there's this Maddox by Isabel Kramer. And there's pockets in that, but I don't need to add the color work if I don't want to. It depends on the colors that I would start working that with. And then I have this magazine, Taito magazine here in Finland, in Finnish, that has this new, I'm not sure if it's the newest one or the magazine before it, but anyway, one of those newer magazines. There's this Asteri by Minttu Wikberg, and it's in Finnish, unfortunately, but it would have embroidery on it, so that could be an option. And then there's this Messing About in Boats by Osa Trikosa, and that has pockets also. That could be an interesting one. And then an extra thing, that if I would have scrap yarns, then I could have make one of these projects. There's this toy. I think it's toy. Is it? I'm not sure if it's an elephant or bunny, or I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly what type of an animal it is, but this stranded colorwork toy animal is called Gladys, and it's by Bunny Muff or Mona Zilla, and that looks just adorable. And then there's is just home decoration thing, would be Swatch Baubles by the same Bunny Muff or Mona Zilla. And just now I was watching some of the Seven Knits episode where she told people about Tiny Tree Socks by Summer Lee, and I looked at that pattern and I already downloaded it from Ravelry, and it's free. It's like making these very tiny socks that you can hang from a tree or maybe add to your gift wrap, or maybe add it to your Christmas card or somewhere. That looked wonderful. If you have just tiny amount of yarn, you can make that kind of decoration. And then there was, I already own this Sea Glass sweater by Wool and Pine, and I could use that, like maybe if I would be holding fingering double, then I could make this DK sweater. So these are the options for me. So there's lots of them, and I will, when I start making these sweaters, I'll maybe go through my Ravelry library and maybe my own crafts magazines or books, and try to see if I have already owned patterns that look nice and have similar gauge. I'm hoping that I don't have to make different changes in the patterns, because I can't be bothered at the moment. I would just love to just look at the patterns without making that many modifications. Thank you for watching, and if you liked this video, please push that like button and subscribe, or maybe leave a comment so that I would know that you're interested in watching more of these episodes. But the next episode will be about mental health, and the topic is values, like I promised you in the last video. So hopefully you have a lovely evening or a day, or anyway a lovely time, maybe knitting and doing other crafts. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!